Welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. It's Friday, it's happy hour, and nothing makes me happier than soccer and great soccer playing broadcasters in the US of A. So Alexi Lalas and Stu McGillicuddy are here. Stu?
Cheers. Let's go.
Cheers to soccer, to the beautiful game.
Did you start early?
United
What's
States.
happening here? This is awesome. Thank you for having
First
us.
of all, what are we having here?
It's a Shirley Temple.
I love Shirley Temples.
So the drink of the summer a couple of years ago was the Dirty Shirley, which since this is a mocktail, I didn't make a vanilla Dirty Shirley, which would be vanilla vodka and Tito's.
You would never do that.
I wouldn't do that.
You would never
But if
do
you
that.
were going to have a
if
summer drink,
someone were to say make one,
that would be a great thing to make.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is like a variation.
Okay.
Well, it's
what do you
good.
think of it, Stu?
Very good.
It's
yeah.
good.
It's got a lot of flavor.
We're right back
In fact,
at
the
it.
cherries, I feel like, make it.
It's so good. We were saying we were out a little late last night here in New York City.
That happens, though. So it turns out there are a lot of soccer fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot
And
of
they
soccer fans.
recognize you guys.
Yeah,
And
we were.
What is it about soccer players that are like, they're alcohol sponges?
Well, my
We
my
must
good friend
top them
here,
off.
my good friend Alexi Lalas, he had the goatee and the red hair and like he's iconic, this guy.
Yes.
He was the first World Cup in '94. So people we walk around the streets, they still recognize him. Even so much at this restaurant last night, an Italian restaurant owned by an Albanian, and he just came out and was like, "I love soccer," and put the bottles on the table and was like basically a race to the bottom of the bottle. Wow. He won multiple times over,
My
but we
goodness.
tried to keep up. We tried to fly the flag for
We
soccer.
tried to leave, and he
Yeah.
would not let us leave,
Yeah.
and sat us down
Well,
numerous
you're
times.
ambassadors for the sport and
Well,
for the country.
so we were taking it for the sport and
Exactly
doing
right.
it, and I mean, detente, all that kind of stuff. So it was.
But
all
you
good.
guys are in town promoting
So all right,
UEFA.
so two big tournaments.
They're
Oh,
huge.
look at you! You nailed it,
Well,
UEFA.
I mean, come on, Alexi. You know how big of a soccer fan
Yes,
I am.
all right.
How
so
good I am with names.
Two big tournaments coming this summer. The UEFA
and that's
Euros.
my son, Mbappe.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
France and Mbappe. This is happening over in Germany. And then the Copa America, which is happening over here. And you can see Messi in Argentina. You can
Does
see our
Sadio
U.S.
Mane
team.
play in the UEFA?
No, but
No, so these are European
just
teams.
European players.
Just
So you're
European
Liverpool
national
fans,
teams.
maybe.
Exactly. So big tournaments from morning to night. You can see it all on Fox. You can wake up and you can watch the Euros. So you can see, for example, Germany play, or you can see England play
they're
as
all playing each
insufferable as
other.
So they're playing within each other, within Germany, against each other in one tournament going on.
Wow.
And then as we get into the afternoon, into the evening, into happy hour, and into dinner, you're also transitioning into Copa America,
Copa.
where you can
Yeah.
see Argentina,
Americana.
you can see Brazil, you can see the U.S.,
good
all
jingle.
these different
Thank
things.
you.
So
That's
that's
exciting.
what we got in store. It's
And
going to be fun.
we have a lot of American players in
Yeah.
the Copa.
well, in the Copa, this is going to be our probably best chance to see the U.S. team play again before the World Cup, which will be right here in 2 years. And I guess we get to find out if we've been talking about how exciting these young kids are, like if they're going to be men and stand up and play against the best teams in the world and show us that we can actually beat those teams.
Yes.
We talk so often about how Americans, we love excellence in sports and we're the best in football and baseball and basketball. We're not the best in men's soccer. Women's soccer, we're pretty dang good. But like when it comes to globally, we're on the uptick, and we just kind of want to find out how far that has progressed because it's come a long
the
way.
men have come up and the women
Yeah.
kind of sank a little bit. So there seems to be a bit of gender parity in soccer here in the U.S.
I guess you could look at it like that. I think what's happened is the rest of the world, from a women's soccer perspective, has recognized that there's, to a certain extent, gold in them their hills. It's good to do. And with very limited investment, they can make up ground very easily, especially some that are just, soccer playing nations. And so they have an infrastructure already there. So you look at Spain, you look at England, and these types of teams that, let's be honest, I mean, even from a historical perspective, we have had multiple decades head start, and we've used it to our advantage to become champions of the world many times over when it comes to the women's side. When it comes to the men's side, I think we are now starting to catch up with the rest of the world with much more expenditure, but we have leagues now. When a boy or a girl wakes up in the United States today and they think about soccer, think of the things that they can do. They can watch any game from any league in the world. They can go watch their own teams play, whether it's MLS, whether it's USL, whether it's the women's league when it comes to NWSL. They have better facilities. They have better coaching. They have better pathways. I mean, I'm sitting here in front of you because of the 1994 World Cup.
I remember
I had to
that.
play in a 1990 in a World Cup in order to get an opportunity to go to Europe. We have players now that don't even play yet for maybe their MLS team that are getting scouted and they're getting bought and having opportunities
early
over
in high school.
Early on. It's great. So it's a wonderful thing, and it will translate ultimately into the men's team at some point winning a World Cup.
When did you start playing?
As soon as I could walk.
Yeah.
I was. But I didn't have the same pathway and opportunity that these kids have now. I grew up in Houston, Texas. We didn't have a pro team, so I couldn't go in my backyard and watch them. Houston do have that team now. They have academies. These kids are playing, to your point, even younger than 14, 15. We just signed a kid. Philadelphia Union signed a young American kid, 15 years old.
Wow.
He's actually then at 18 years old because he can't at that point go play for Manchester City. He signed a multi-million-dollar contract at 15 years old.
Wow.
And that's the reality of when it's starting now, and these kids are seeing this opportunity. Whereas before, I mean, I'm going back to Alexi's, generation of when you watch these guys play, you weren't making a lot of money at that time in soccer. Now
you drove a golden Rolls Royce to the stadium.
Honda Civic.
Back in the 1900s, Stu. Oh, let me tell you about it. Oh,
but now these kids, even it doesn't come from a place of jealousy, of course, but Pulisic and McKennie, these guys are in the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, and it's not obviously all about that, but it does give kids a pathway and a thought about, hey, you know what, I can do that, and it's aspirational. I can do that. I can actually make real money playing soccer now, which is something I don't think we would have expected to have said 30 years ago in this country.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Speak for yourself. 19 years ago, my daughter was born. I named her Pele.
Perfect.
So
can't wait to meet Pele.
Yeah, she's.
You've always seen around the corner, though. You've always been
Thank
ahead
you.
of the game.
But I tell her, and this drives her crazy, that if she were born now, I would have named her Mbappe. So now,
oh my God, you would have. Oh,
yeah, now I call her little Mbappe.
Oh, little.
I already call her Messi.
Walking into
Have
a
you seen her
classroom with
room?
that. What's your name?
Have you seen her room?
It's
I
complicated.
think every kid would be called Messi if we were judging rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Messi
absolutely
1,
right.
Messi 2. Come
Yeah.
on, come on down the
Messier.
stairs.
Oh, hey, Lena, what's up? Big dog you got there. I like it. But I think it's a phenomenal time. And of course, I'm an optimist. And I also think it's really great for American fans to have something in between World Cups.
Yeah.
Because it makes me sad that the people, some people, not all people, Stu,
Yeah.
some people only tune into soccer.
Feast or famine.
Yeah.
We get it. We understand. But, Stu had said, these are opportunities and these are platforms in the summer for us to, open up the sport. And I know that there's people that are watching or listening that aren't necessarily into soccer. But I'm telling you, this is a welcoming, warm type of community. Also,
It's really fun.
Don't,
Like soccer
it is
games
so
are
much fun.
so
And
much
don't
fun.
let anybody tell you that America is not a soccer playing nation. Don't let anybody tell you that we don't have an American soccer culture. Don't let anybody tell you that we don't have American soccer history. It's different. It's unique. It is American in the best possible sense. And we need to continue to lean into that because we are kind of creating our own soccer culture here.
That's right.
That with deference and with understanding and with connection to what's happening around the world, but in our own unique way. And I think you're going to see that on display this summer when it comes to these tournaments. And you're going to see it on display in 2026. And we never want to be exclusionary. We never want to be gatekeepy or anything like
cool.
that.
Like,
It's
I hate the soccer snob.
Oh,
listen,
gosh.
again, we were just talking to Will Kane a little bit earlier about that phenomenon, and
it's suffering.
It
Insufferable.
pains me. It pains me that is happening. That we would do anything in the things that we say or that we do that would turn somebody off or would be like snobby and elitist and would make them not want to get into that tent because it's an awesome tent. And I know
the
not
best
everybody's going to stay
It's a great
there.
tent.
It's a great tent. It's a
It's a
great
messy
tent.
tent, but
Great
you know.
drinks.
That's right. There's always, unless you're in Qatar, and I talked to a family who went over for World Cup, and they were like, you really, I mean, they told you could drink, you really couldn't drink.
Oh, we found a lot.
I mean, we're
found
fox here. We
plenty,
didn't mess around. We figured
found
out.
plenty,
yeah.
Listen, there are
like-
priorities.
I guess in the general's quarters,
Yeah.
there's a fully
We had
stocked
a
refrigerator.
reckoning at the bar every night with my pal here. And maybe next time we'll invite our Albanian friend who.
Yeah,
from-
I mean,
from-
Oh, he'll be there.
Yeah, he'll bring all the bottles with him. It was great. But I'll be in studio for this summer. So in doing both of these tournaments, Stu is on the road. But we'll get.
you're
Let
That's
us
what
know.
you said. I thought you were doing like a lounge act.
Yeah, no. So I'm
based on your
traveling
suit.
all around with this clown
Give
act.
the
yeah.
itinerary.
No,
Yeah.
lounge act, not clown act.
The clown act.
Clown act
I
too.
heard
You know,
clown
it's
act.
just
I kind of heard clown
tight
act, so.
pants and no socks and like
Yeah.
salmon colored
Talk
suit.
about-
Actually,
It's all
Talk
terrible.
actually
about
matches
gatekeeping
my
and cool
drink.
guy.
Can
Look
you
at
see
you.
that? Look
Oh
at that.
my
It's not an
goodness.
accident.
Yeah, so no, they're sending me out on the road because we can only hang out so often. So yeah, I'm starting in Atlanta, the opener,
Okay.
Argentina and Messi. We play. Argentina plays Canada. Then I go to Houston, Dallas, Dallas to New York, New York to Atlanta, Atlanta to Miami, Miami, Kansas City, Kansas City to Charlotte, Charlotte to New York, New York to Miami, Phoenix, and Vegas in between.
And that's just following Taylor Swift
That's it.
around.
What do you do
Oh, I
with
would love-
underwear? What's the underwear situation or something like
Yeah,
that?
do you buy
Or
and throw away
What do you
on
mean?
the
You guys
road?
wear
Do
underwear?
you wash it? Right? I mean, listen. Exactly.
What's
right?
that?
Free.
Party.
Free ballin'.
Oh, mercy.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
Did you know that Alexi and I were on Hollywood Squares together.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh, yeah. Many
true.
years ago. Again, back in the 1900s. Yep. Back in the previous century, a long time ago. We have a long history together.
That's absolutely right.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, how long are you and I going back these days now? Quite a bit. You covered when, tournaments that I played
You're
in.
16 or 17 now, right?
A solid 38,
It's been a while.
all right?
It's been a while.
You were in the
2010 World Cup, and he was actually at
In South
many of those
Africa?
games. South Africa, eh?
Yeah.
That's a good South African accent.
Amarula.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. That's actually really. I was in South Africa last year.
Were you really?
Yes.
Whereabouts? Cape Town?
No, we didn't go to
Joburg?
Cape Town. We flew into Joburg,
Okay.
stayed overnight, and then we went just outside of Kruger to Ngala, and then
What did you do? Like safari or
safari, man. Me and
I
Kat
want to do that.
Tiff.
I want to do
It
that.
was wild. We saw there are 5 living white lions in the world in the wild.
And you saw
only
one?
5. We saw 3 of them
Oh, come on.
in one day, including a baby cub.
You saw White Lion?
Yes. Well, no,
They
not.
broke up.
And where children sing.
Or
No.
wait? I mean, come on.
Yeah, wait.
But see,
wait.
here's
Never had a chance to love you.
Here's the thing about us, like we've traveled the world to all these wonderful places for soccer, but we've like don't get to see these countries. Like people are like, "Hey, so you've been to, you went to the Olympics in Beijing and you went to South Africa for the World Cup and this and that. Like how were they?" I said, "I don't know. The hotels and the stadiums were awesome, but like you don't get to see these countries." So now I want to go back to all these places and do things like safaris and I don't know. I want to go eat sushi in Japan. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah. We went to Australia. That was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
As
Did
a
it-
broadcaster, you get a little bit of a different perspective and get out and see it and
Did you
surf.
say
I surfed
that's
on Bondi.
not a knife?
What
I
are you
surfed
doing?
Bondi.
I was surfing Bondi
That's
as
a
well,
great
mate.
beach.
Hey, that's
Although I
amazing.
furled and got a concussion.
Did you call everybody mate?
Hey, mate, how you going, mate? I did. I've been doing
Wait, so
it
you had
for
a
20
concussion?
years.
What, you
Yeah,
hit
I
a
just-
bad wave?
No, I purled. So the nose of the board went under, and there's no going back from that.
No.
And I tried to save it and just
Bang.
nail my head.
Wow.
That was not pretty.
This guy just went to Germany recently, speaking of the Euros again.
Yeah, of course.
But he decided not to surf in this like little surfing thing in Munich.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
the
didn't
river.
do it.
We did a
That's
bunch of
incredible.
we did a bunch of features there,
But
and that
it's
was
really
one of them.
freaky. Like that scares me because I worry that I would banana peel and nail my head because they have plywood creating
yeah,
a
right
wave.
next to it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's insane. These people are insane.
I
And
know
even
I
like the best
seem like
ones,
a
they would start
ballerina.
covering their head when they
Yeah.
fell down.
No.
It's wait till you see this feature. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's literally in downtown Munich. There is a kind of an aqueduct type of thing that creates the wave that these surfers then in the middle of this city
Yeah.
jump onto, and it's
They
insane.
figured it out, so they jury rigged it to add more wood to create a perfect wave,
big
and
wave,
they
yeah.
just they can go back and forth, and it's almost like a wave machine.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but
So-
it's consistent, and they just go and they surf these little paper chips, and I'm like, I know I would like a broken coccyx would be
Oh,
the
100%.
best
Oh, I
case
hate
scenario.
But wait, what else
breaking
did
the
you do?
coccyx.
You
It's
were on
not
the
good.
Autobahn, you
we
were
did
climbing
the
up a
Autobahn, we did
glacier.
pretzels, we did the beer
Wow.
thing, we did.
They
Why
paid,
aren't
they
you
paid him
traveling
for
with
this.
him?
Well, we
Frankfurt or
did it
something.
together in
It's like,
Qatar,
yeah.
and then
Nice.
I think he called our bosses and was like, I can't
So,
travel.
right, exactly. I've had enough of Stu. I'm going
drafted somebody
alone
else.
to
Yeah,
Germany.
Stu is bad mouthing you. Like I thought it was super rude.
Wait, were you
OMG.
on that call then? Jeez.
All right, so now we have a month of soccer to look
Yeah,
forward to.
so it starts,
Who's going to prevail in each
Ooh,
tournament?
it's a good question.
Look, your safe money when it comes to, all right, we'll take Euros first, is your friend Mbappe and France
Yep.
and or England. Well, not
Harry
and- not
Kane,
and-
he's
Harry Kane,
900 years old.
exactly. Might be coming
On
home.
the pitch with a walker.
It might be coming home. Who knows? And then when it comes to Copa America, you're talking about easy money is Argentina with Messi and
The World
Brazil
Cup
with
champions.
Vinny.
Yeah.
We want a little bit more money, then you're talking about the U.S., Colombia, these types of teams. And on the other side, maybe you're talking a Germany, a Spain type of situation. But you never know because we have teams like Albania in the Euros.
They weren't in before, but you guys
Right.
put in a word after last
Exactly.
night.
exactly.
And by the way, this is our first time happy houring together. I've realized quickly your accent and your linguistic ability is very, very strong. It's one of my strong suits as well. I feel like we could do an entire podcast.
Nice.
Do
Maybe
you
it's
feel
the Copa America Euro accent edition.
we go.
And me
No,
and
you know
Kennedy
what we
just
should
go
do?
through like
We
they're
should
like
MST
Albania, go.
Yeah, we should-
Serbia, go.
Albania, like that's my family's Romanian, so it's like.
What
I mean,
about
you
French? Come on, everybody's got a good French snob
I
accent.
mean, je parle un petit peu de
Oh,
français.
tu parles un petit peu français. Alors, moi aussi. Ces Americans are here again. Oh,
How do
they
you say
keep ordering the Sancerre.
The Pinot Noir in Oregon. It is peace.
Oh, the French.
Our favorites.
It'd be a great country.
Wait, so
weren't
I
for the
cut.
French.
Everyone with the French.
Sorry, I cut you off on Albania. You had a good Albania story.
No, I just my family's Romanian. It's like every accent that's like Greek, Albanian, Latvia, like it's all my grandmother. Oh, she's getting fat. I don't know about her. I think maybe the child is a gypsy. So it's like everyone is my grandmother. You know? My
That
mom's
works.
like,
yeah.
Mom, you can't say that.
say that.
What did I say? What did I? She looks like a gypsy. It's true. Like, you can't say that word.
She knows. She's like,
All right. Well, cheers to you guys.
cheers to you.
Cheers.
Success
Thank you.
of
That was
soccer,
wonderful.
You're wonderful.
Continued incredible broadcasts.
Awesome.
Yes.
Big summer
And-
of soccer. Big summer of stars, Copa America, Euros, all on your Fox and digital, whether it's linear or digital, just, tune in.
What a
Lots of
promo.
soccer.
What a promo. We're going to
Stu,
clip that.
Alexi in the studio, in the field, and on your TV or digital device. This has been Happy Hour. Kennedy Saves the World, along with Stu and Alexi. Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say. You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.